Welcome to the Otsumami Party Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Ian.
I'm Saya.
We both grew up in different countries. Where are you from, Saya?
I'm from Japan. Where are you from, Ian?
I'm from the US. In this podcast, we'll discuss fun little interesting things about vastly different cultures, daily lives living in different cities, and other fun, interesting topics.
During our time together, we invite you to grab some otsumami or finger food of your own and join us for a fun, cozy time. Enjoy!
Welcome to Otsumami Party Episode 3. What's going on?
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
How was your day?
It was okay. I'm starting a new piece of music, learning it on my violin, so I have been practicing a lot today. I was teaching some, and yeah, nothing really, anything to write home about. How are you? How's your day?
It's okay. Yeah, I don't have much things to do either. It was a chill day. But I went for lunch with my colleagues / friends. I was asking her for coffee at first in the morning, but she was like, well, I gotta talk to the boss and then I gotta start something. And then she just didn't have time. And then when we realized it was already 11, so it's they want to do lunch instead to catch up, because I was kind of sick and had a cold and was working from home for a long time, last week mostly and this week. So we didn't have time to catch up. So we decided to go to a sandwich place nearby. And it was pretty nice outside today too. It wasn't too hot.
Yeah, for us too.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, we walked down there and then we ordered it ahead of time online. So it was nice. And she got a salad and I got a roast beef sandwich with blue cheese in it.
Oh, that sounds so good.
And it was really good. I gave her a bite because it was worth it to eat.
You know, there are a few things as good as blue cheese in my mind.
Yeah?
I love blue cheese.
Oh, I know.
Oh my gosh. You remember the Rogue River blue cheese in Oregon?
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
The world famous or world awarded.
It's, if you Google the world's best blue cheese, it's Rogue River Blue.
Right.
And in Oregon, that's where it's made. It's made in the Rogue Valley. And so I played in an orchestra there, and I would always go to the creamery and get a quarter pound of the Rogue River Blue. Now, the Rogue River Blue was $40 a pound.
What?
It was ridiculous.
Was it?
But it was
wow.
that expensive.
Thank you for bringing that back all the time as a souvenir.
Well, it's because the orchestra would give us an extra $200 for food and housing and stuff. So I used part of that $200 to get,
It's cool. Yeah, that was really good. I think that was a privilege to live in that same state. Otherwise, even however you love the cheese, you can't bring it home. If it's outer states, I think. I mean, it's possible maybe, but I mean, it's hard to do.
Do you want to know a secret?
What? Do they have online order?
No, you can buy it in your local cheese shop.
Oh, that's true.
I found some in Philly a while ago. It was expensive, but I found some.
But it's expensive than what we used to get.
Yeah, I think so. I think that they sell also a little bit more than what I got. I would only get a quarter pound.
Right. But it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
A lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was so satisfying. And having a huge chunk of blue cheese. Sometimes 2 different kinds.
Well, because that one didn't go very well with the honey.
That's true.
We had to get gorgonzola for the honey.
Right.
But the Rogue River Blue was really good with salami on top of a cracker.
Right.
Oh, it was so good. And now the Rogue River Blue that was in the one that we got in Oregon from the place that made it famous was wrapped in grape leaves.
Oh, right. I remember that.
And I think that is different than the stuff that you can get at the store.
Okay.
Because the stuff you can get at the store is wrapped in plastic.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe you can get it wrapped in grape leaves.
Maybe, but I mean, I would assume it's a plastic wrapping.
Yeah. There's nothing like getting it from the source. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Well, now you guys know how we name our podcast as Otsumami Party.
Oh, yeah. We have this kind of conversation all the time.
Uh-huh.
Well, do you have a fun word to teach me?
Oh, yeah, we do.
All right. Let's go to the word of the day.
Okay, so the word for today is tsuyu.
Tsuyu?
Yeah, tsuyu.
Like tsuyu?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
It's a word showing the rainy season in Japan. So it's like a seasonal word.
Oh.
Yeah. It shows, or like we call it the early summer rainy season, which is typically in June. The weather forecast usually call it like this is the beginning of Tsuyu season and this is the end of the Tsuyu season. So usually it's starting early June and end around July. But this year, I just looked it up, how Japan is doing, and then it seems like it's way delayed.
Oh.
So like they started like June 22nd or like, well, it's varies, depending on each area of Japan, but it started in mid-June, which is pretty late.
Yeah.
Compared to the typical time of the year. And then they are almost about to be out of the season.
I see.
So if you hear the tsuyu, it means like the starting scenes of the raining days, drizzling. It's more like getting humid, getting like hot, feeling this early summer.
So is yu meaning like season?
No.
No, because fuyu. Isn't that like winter?
Yeah, fuyu means winter, but it's just a sound.
Oh, okay.
Because we do have like a kanji character for those things. And if you write it in kanji character, it's just one word, like one character. And we did as fuyu for the meaning of the winter.
I see.
There's other meanings, other way of pronounce it too. But speaking of kanji, the tsuyu for the kanji is like two words. One literally translated as plum rain.
Plum rain?
Yes. So it's because this rain season starts during the time that plum start ripening.
Oh,
so that's why we call it tsuyu with the kanji character plum, and also another kanji for rain.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think like if you know more kanji, it helps you to understand the meaning of that. Or like it helps you to, guess what the word means or like what it's at least related to.
Saya, I have to tell you, knowing kanji is the most frustrating thing I've come across.
Oh, Oh yeah, of course. No, like, yeah, it's a typical thing. Like, how many words do you have in English? Or like character do you have in English? 26, right?
Yeah,
Alphabet is 26. And then even other languages, like European languages, it usually 26 plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as a Japanese, it's, well, hiragana is 50, katakana is 50, kanji, wow, it's infinity.
Yeah, right.
It's 1,000 and 1,000.
Well, because one kanji character can mean many things.
That's true, but the kanji character itself, the amount of the kanji character is like 1,000 and 1,000.
Gosh.
Yeah, well, I think there is a limit of kanji that we learn at school, or like as we use as like a usual kanji for Japanese. It's like 2,000 or something. I don't know. But yeah, there's a bunch that we don't typically use, but exist. Yep. So that's the word for today. The tsuyu.
Wow.
Yeah.
My word's not quite as interesting and does not have very many historical influence or background or anything like that.
It's okay. It's okay.
But just made from the 26 letters that we have, it's called lollygag. Have you heard that?
No, lollygag?
Yeah, lollygag. So lollygag, to lollygag, it's a verb.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So to lollygag is to spend time aimlessly or to dawdle, often much to the annoyance of anyone waiting on you.
Okay.
So if, for example,
Uh-huh.
if you came to visit and we were going to go out to dinner or something, and you were ready, but I was not ready, and I was just playing around with something on my desk, or I got distracted, which so frequently happens, and I'm just like standing there in the middle of the living room or something like that, I'm lollygagging.
Oh, so like you have to do something and somebody's waiting, but you're not getting ready for it.
Right. But it doesn't necessarily pertain only to like people waiting on you. You can lollygag right now. But lollygag is to like just stand around and do nothing. Or like to spend time not doing anything.
Almost like a spacing out?
That could be a form of lollygagging, for sure. Now, we don't want to say anything like, hey, what did you do this weekend? Oh, I was just lollygagging. Like, we don't normally say that. Lollygag is more of like a negative thing, like, hey, no lollygagging.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like, an adult might say that to a child, like hanging outside of the of the store, or, you know, like on somebody's yard or something like that.
I see.
Yeah.
Is that same lolly from lollipop?
I mean,
No.
maybe not.
Okay.
I don't know. I think lollipop.
But does it spell same?
Yeah, it could mean the same. I don't know in this context what lolly would mean.
Right.
But it is the same spelling for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Well, thanks for sharing your word.
Thank you for sharing your word.
I hope you got something out of my word too.
Yeah, I can use a lollygag a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I can too. I have, and to you, I can't use that. But it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the topic for today.
Okay, I'm gonna just drink a little.
You have alcohol?
I put some gin in it, sorry.
Can you hold on while I go get some alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, be right back. Please pardon this interruption. Please enjoy what goes on inside Saya's brain when she is left alone with the microphone for the next 30 seconds.
Hello, Ian. Hello, Ian. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Editing, Ian. Hello. Good luck with the editing. Please do a good job editing for me. Cause... Oh shit, I think I saw a light today. Because I also saw a public alert. You might come back soon. Oh no, my contact lens. This came off. Let's see if I can come back before he comes back.
One eternity later.
I'm back.
Hey, sorry. What did you get?
It's Fireball.
Only Fireball?
It's Fireball watered down a little bit. It was a little too strong.
Okay, let's get started. What would you imagine if I said that the ordinary thing that we use in our daily life has been used almost every day for thousands of years?
Thousands of years?
Yeah.
Wow.
After this is invented over 4,000 years ago, it has been used in early civilization in Egypt, Assyria, Greece, and China.
Okay.
And nowadays we have various sizes, designs, and colors. Can you guess what it is?
Don't tell me it's like the wheel or anything.
No. No. But the initial use of this might be slightly different from what you would imagine at first as a modern like version of this one. But it became a feminine accessory beginning of the 16th century in Europe. However, the Persian traveler and writer Jonas Hanway changed all that when he publicly used that in England for 30 years.
30 years, wow, okay.
Yeah, the English gentleman eventually followed the suit and then called them as a Hanway.
A what?
Hanway, it's the writer's name, last name.
I see.
Can you guess what it is?
No.
It's a little related to what I told you today as a Japanese word. Tsuyu.
So something to do... Is it a fan?
No.
Okay.
Do you want to try one more guess?
No, I have no idea.
What's the meaning of Tsuyu?
It's the season of rain. Oh, umbrella!
Yes, it is. So these were initially employed as a parasol to provide the shade from the sun. And the term comes from the Latin root word umbra,
Okay.
and that means shadow.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And then the Chinese invented the first waterproof umbrella.
Whoa. Okay.
And as a protection from the rain, of course, when they waxed and lacquered their paper parcel. So that became an umbrella. And from around 1000 BC to 400 AD, a small and affordable parasol, which is fairly like similar to what we have in the modern days, has represented one of the fashion accessories in Greece and Rome for women mostly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was interesting, a little fact of casa. It's basically invented in China, but it also brought to Japan as well in early 250 AD-ish, could be.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they has been used as a similar use as in China or like Europe. And then it's an accessory for like people who has a power, and also that sometimes they used as a tool to avoid some evil spirits. Yeah, that was some interesting fact that I found.
How is it used to avoid the evil spirits?
I'm not sure, actually. I think it's just like, I don't know. It's probably like avoiding something falls onto you.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting.
Yeah, so I just thought it could be something interesting to see as a Tsuyu season in Japan.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Do you have anything to share?
I do.
Okay.
Today, we are going to talk about a modest man from Denmark who ends up changing the world as we know it today.
Okay.
His name was Ole Kirk Christensen, and he lived during some of the harshest years of history. Okay. So, he was born in 1891 in Denmark to a financially challenged family of 13 children.
Wow.
But despite their financial struggle, they were able to put the children through school. His parents, Jens Christensen and Kirstine Christensen, were farm laborers, which is people who operated farm machinery. And this is the kind of work that Ole Kirk grew up doing. At the age of 6, while working as a farmhand, he became fascinated with woodworking and whittling, which is like cutting down wood with a pocket knife.
Okay.
And this became his hobby between the 2 days a week he attended school. By the age of 7, he began herding sheep and cows and helping on nearby farms to support the household. Can you believe, like, working to support a family at the age of 7?
I know. I mean, I can't do that.
I mean, I could barely do it for myself now.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I remember helping my great-grandparents once or twice on the farm in Kansas.
Okay.
And, like, it was hard work. I can't imagine doing that at the age of 7 as a job to support a family.
Oh, yeah.
Like, times are so different.
It's very different.
Well, this was his life for many years until his fascination with woodworking took over and he became an apprentice carpenter and joiner to his brother, Creston Bond Christensen. By the age of 20, he receives his journeyman certificate, which is basically an apprentice diploma, showing that he completed a certain level of education and training in a craft or a skilled trade. Okay. Following his apprenticeship, he had a very turbulent life. He is quoted here, "After my apprenticeship, I was called up to serve in the army with the 4th Company, 1st Battalion at the Citadel. Came back to Give, which is a town in Denmark, and a trip to southern Jutland, where he's from, where he worked in Hatterslev, another place. And also with a master on the island of Als, attended Haslev Technical School, and was back in Give when war broke out in 1914. I was called up, but as I had a travel permit to go abroad, I was allowed to leave after 6 weeks. I traveled to Norway and worked in a wood products factory at Vestfossen from October until March of 1915. Due to a shortage of work, I returned home to Give, but was immediately called up again to the army." So Give was where he went to work with his brother.
Okay.
As an apprentice. In 1916, Ole Kirk returned to Denmark and settled in Billund. He bought a carpentry shop and named it the Billund Woodworking and Carpentry Shop. Now that's the English translation. I can't read it in its, During the 1920s, the business focused on restoring and developing new buildings and also producing household goods for the local community.
Okay.
Then, the event that changed the course of his career. The destruction of his shop by fire.
Oh.
Both his workshop and his family home burned down from his sons, setting wood shavings on fire while trying to light a hot glue machine. However, this did not defeat Ole Kirk. Following this, he decided to expand his business and employed an architect to build a larger workshop and family home, which was completed in 1924. With 2 stone lions placed at its entrance.
2 stone lions?
Yeah. Have you seen that?
No. Well, maybe, yeah. Am I getting somewhere close?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like 2 lions in front of the building is like in a big shop, store, department store, or the hotels.
Okay. Well, I will say that 2 stone lions in front of a place is like really popular in Europe.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
I was thinking of like some famous names of the hotels and stuff, but
Okay, if you say so.
Okay.
All right. Well, then 1930 hit. Do you remember what happened in 1930? I mean, not that you're alive. I'm not calling you old or anything, but...
Well, in my time in 1930s. No, is it the economic shock thing? The Great Depression? Is that what you call it?
The Great Depression. Yeah. This, of course, impacted his business, as the drop in farming prices resulted in many of his customers being unable to afford his products. By 1932, his business went from a place of many employees and production lines to just Ole Kirk remaining. So he was the only one. He had to fire everybody.
Oh, no.
Lay everybody off. This nearly destroyed his career. In a last-ditch effort, he began producing cheap wooden products, including wooden toys.
Oh.
He continued this, refusing to stop even though his business was falling into bankruptcy. As he continued, he moved primarily to the production of wooden toys, such as yo-yos, pull-along animals and trucks, etc., and decided to focus these products on the development of children. With this in mind, he defined the core philosophy of the company in the Danish word leg godt, which means play well. He used this philosophy to inspire a new name for his company. He took the word leg godt, shortened it, and founded the popular toy company
Lego!
Yes, Lego.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Years later, he said, "Not until the day when I said to myself, you must make a choice between carpentry and toys, did I find the real answer." The original Lego toys were made from birch wood, that had been cut from the forest, dried out for 2 years, and then dried in a kiln for 3 weeks. Did you know that?
What?
Did you know that Lego was made from wood originally?
I did not. That's why I was like, I didn't even think about it. Like, because like, you know, that guy was like the wood crafting stuff.
Yeah. So the toys that we're talking about are like toy animals and
Right.
toy trucks and yo-yos and stuff like that. You know, it's not the Lego that we know
The
today.
Lego.
Yeah. So after drying in a kiln for 3 weeks, these toys were put together, sealed, sanded, and primed before being painted with 3 coats of varnish. During the Great Depression, he would go so far as to exchange these toys for food.
Huh.
He maintained his business throughout the Great Depression and even the Nazi occupation of Denmark during World War II. During the war, another setback occurred when a short circuit created an electrical fire, which resulted in the loss of his factory and his entire stock and blueprints.
Oh my goodness.
I know. He found it was his sense of responsibility towards his workforce, and in 1944, his new factory incorporated an assembly line. I meant to say that he found it was his sense of responsibility towards his workforce to continue to rebuild his shop.
Right.
So the move from wood to plastic came at the end of World War II, when many traditional materials were unavailable due to, war stuff.
Yeah.
In 1947, Lego was the first toy manufacturer in Denmark to purchase a plastic injection molding machine. And in 1949, the company was producing the, as we know it, atomic binding brick, which was the focus of the company in the years after. So on March 11th, 1958, Ole Kirk died at the age of 66, just before his son used the atomic binding brick as the basis for the company's system of play, which was the foundation of the modern Lego building toy.
Wow. That was fascinating story, actually.
I know. I remember we got the Legos from Washington, D.C. Well, it's nanoblocks.
Well, it's actually not the nanoblocks, technically, because nanoblocks are the Japanese ones. But, yeah, technically it's blocks.
That was so funny. I was like, it reminded me of the Legos we got. Well, actually, not technically Lego, but nanoblocks. And you're like, well, not actually technically nanoblocks, but...
well, but yeah, technically it's blocks. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
That's really cool. Yeah.
Did you know that it came from wood?
No, not at all. That's a great story because, like, he had such a hardship.
Yeah.
You know, like, he got on fire and, like, he lost everything.
More than
and,
once?
Like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And also the Great Depressions.
And World War II.
Oh, yeah.
Nazi occupation was just never easy.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's really crazy, but that's an amazing story.
Yeah. I didn't know any of that, actually. I knew that Lego was, or I think I knew Lego was from Denmark, but...
On the way back from DC, I found a Lego vending machine in the airport.
Oh my gosh.
It says, like, almost like kind of like a fly with me kind of thing, and then, like, they have, like, little Lego kit in it, and then you can buy it, and then you probably can build it on your plane.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Was it overly priced?
I actually don't know the pricing, because, like, you had to, like, go into the screen and, like, choose and stuff. It wasn't, like, the easiest vending machine, so... But nowadays, airport has, like, very different kinds of vending machines. Mm-hmm. I saw a pasta salad vending machine.
No way.
I know. I mean, like, it has, like, cheap, not cheap, but, like, easy way to do something. Like, the selling point was, like, easy, fast, snacks, but like the actual meal kind of, and healthy.
Well, like, there's even like coffee vending machines. You know, it's not
you mean like coffee beans?
Well, like like it's not like the vending machine that we know it, like where it just drops or whatever, but it's almost like that, you know, like you select from the screen that, oh, I want this, and cup comes, doop, and then drops the coffee in there, and then you drink it.
Yeah, but that's kind of normal in Japan, at least.
In
Sorry.
Japan. Well,
Japan is the vending machine, like, heaven.
well, I mean, it's common here, but I mean, I wouldn't say that it's super common. I don't know. I don't think I see many of them.
Yeah, I don't see it here a lot either.
Yeah.
And one of the things I really miss from Japan and living in the States is the vending machine, because, like, I am always thirsty, and I always need a huge bottle of water with me all the time. But in Japan, like, you can just, like, you find a vending machine, like, as you walk, and you can just get it in different kinds of flavor of juice and water very easily. So, like, if you're working a Japanese mindset in the States, you're gonna just, very thirsty, and, it's kind of a hard thing, because vending machine and convenience stores, that's a thing that we need in here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely need vending machines. It would make life so much easier.
Yeah. But wow. Thank you for sharing that amazing story.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for sharing me yours. That's very cool. I didn't know that about umbrellas.
Oh, me neither.
Like...
It's always fun to know something new.
Yeah, like with things like umbrellas, or like everyday things, you don't ever realize that there's like a strong history behind a lot of this stuff. Like it's such an everyday thing. It's like, well, of course somebody would invent like a stick with something over it to protect you from the rain.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize it was like
1,000 years ago thing.
Yeah, so old and so like prominent and like so popular and like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Well, hopefully it rains here and we can go outside and use our umbrellas.
Well, that's another thing that I found it very interesting when we were living in Oregon. People in Oregon, say Oregonians, almost never use the umbrellas.
I know.
Well, especially younger generations, I think.
Well, there was one time that I was using an umbrella and somebody came up to me and said, "You're not from Oregon, are you?"
Oh my goodness.
I was like, so? What doesn't matter?
Yeah, there's one time I was writing some like an article or like a small article for my some kind of homepage, and I was talking about the rain in Oregon, because like it's half of the year was like cloudy and rainy in Oregon. But why does Oregonian not using the umbrella? And I researched about it on Google a little bit, but it always like it doesn't have any answers. They maybe just don't like have the hands like covered with like having an umbrella all the time, or
I think it more has to do with the fact that people from Oregon like to be weird. Like
possible.
I mean, I think there are two things that go into that. I mean, like there's that Portland slogan that says "Keep Portland Weird."
Right.
Like very unique, very just like. And then there's also the thing that they're like the rain there is not nearly as bad as it is anywhere else in the country. Like
that's true. Like it's not super heavy all the time.
So, but they do use raincoats.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Yeah, in a positive way, maybe like is their mindset is a little more like towards to RV. That's what I heard. Or like they have like more high or they have like more interest in the sustainability or like being sustainable and that kind of thing, and they tend to ride a bike a lot, I think.
Yeah, right. I mean, I rode a bike for the 4 years I was there.
Oh yeah. Me too. Yeah. So I mean, like if you're riding on a bike, it's way easier to have a raincoat instead of the umbrella.
Yeah.
And safer. That could help, maybe.
So that might be a third way. Yeah.
Yeah. But I really like to enjoy the rain. That's all. There's one time in the office here, And it started raining, and I was biked to the office on that day. And then like my colleague was like, "Are you going to like go back home like in the rain with your bike? Do you want to ride? Are you okay?" I was like, "Don't worry about me. I came from Oregon. This is what it usually like in Oregon."
That's so funny.
You know.
Well,
Yeah.
this coming week, make sure that you do bring an umbrella so you don't get sick.
That's true, yeah. I just saw lightning going on outside, so I probably should be aware.
And thank you so much for joining me, and we will talk about some more fun things next week.
And a cozy thing,
And cozy things.
maybe.
Okay. Maybe a little hint to the topic?
Maybe, maybe not.
Okay.
We will
Maybe,
see.
maybe not. All right. Thank you all so much.
Thank you for all so much.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Hey guys, thank you for listening to our podcast. We get our publicity mainly from word of mouth, so make sure to tell your friends about us. If you have something you would like us to talk about, or just want to say hi, you can send an email to otsumamiparty@gmail.com. That is otsumamiparty@gmail.com. And please sign the email with the unique username.
Please let us know what you think of the podcast and where you are tuning in from as well, and we may mention it in our next episode. Tune in next week.
See ya.